On a crisp September morning in 2025, American electric vehicle manufacturing faced an unexpected and severe crisis. Federal agents raided the Hyundai LG Energy Solution EV battery factory construction site in Elabelle, Georgia, the centerpiece of Hyundai's $12.60 billion investment in the state. Construction stopped instantly, with nearly 500 workers arrested, including over 300 South Korean technicians essential to the project. The raid shocked the local community and global auto industry, leaving American workers without mentors and the plant's future in serious doubt. For Hyundai, this was a catastrophic disruption, raising questions about the stability of its U.S. operations and the broader implications for international business. The incident quickly escalated beyond immigration enforcement, threatening economic promises and international relations on a global scale. President Trump's response to the raid was swift but confusing. He initially defended the arrests, framing them as necessary law enforcement and reinforcing his tough-on-immigration stance. But as the economic stakes became clear, Trump paused the repatriation of the detained workers, acknowledging their unique expertise. Behind closed doors, he even encouraged the South Korean technicians to stay and train American workers, a sharp reversal from his public rhetoric. This dual approach exposed a deep conflict between strict immigration enforcement and the need for specialized foreign talent to achieve U.S. manufacturing goals. The administration's mixed signals left allies and adversaries alike uncertain about America's true intentions. The situation highlighted the tension between political messaging and economic necessity. The fallout complicated diplomatic relations and cast doubt on the future of the project. South Korea's reaction was immediate and fierce. Within hours of the news breaking, government officials convened emergency meetings, and the story dominated headlines across the country. The public was gripped by a sense of shock and indignation, as many saw the arrests as not only a legal issue, but a direct affront to national pride and dignity. The arrest of hundreds of its skilled nationals was seen as a grave insult to a key ally and a threat to future cooperation. Families gathered anxiously at airports, desperate for news, while social media erupted with calls for swift government action. The sense of betrayal was palpable, with many questioning how such a situation could have unfolded between two countries with such close economic and security ties. Seoul lodged formal protests, demanding answers and the safe return of its citizens, while rejecting Trump's offer for the workers to remain. Behind closed doors, diplomatic channels buzzed with urgent messages, and South Korean officials pressed for transparency and accountability from their American counterparts. President Lee Jae-myung warned that Korean companies might reconsider investing in the U.S., citing visa hurdles and the risk of future raids. Business leaders echoed his concerns, highlighting the uncertainty now facing Korean firms operating abroad. The incident cast a shadow over years of carefully built trust and collaboration. The diplomatic standoff culminated in the repatriation of over 300 South Korean workers, symbolizing a fractured partnership. Tearful reunions at airports were bittersweet, as families celebrated their loved ones' return, but mourned the loss of opportunity and the uncertainty that now loomed over their futures. The loss of this talent was a blow to the Georgia project and U.S.-Korea relations. Production lines slowed, and the once bustling factory floors fell silent, underscoring the real economic costs of diplomatic discord. The incident sent a clear message: trust is essential for international business, and its loss can have lasting consequences. Companies on both sides began to reevaluate their partnerships, wary of the risks that political tensions could bring to their operations. The long-term fallout threatened future collaborations and investments, leaving both nations to grapple with the reality that even the strongest alliances can be shaken by a single diplomatic firestorm. For the South Korean technicians, the raid was a personal and professional shock. Many had built factories worldwide, including in the U.S., and saw themselves as partners in American progress. Their sudden arrest and detention left them feeling betrayed and criminalized, despite their vital role in the project. Interviews revealed deep disillusionment. Some vowed never to work in the U.S. again, calling it unsafe for foreign specialists. The trauma of detention and the abrupt end to their mission left a lasting scar. This shift in perception could deter other skilled workers from coming to America, threatening future high-tech projects. America's reputation for stability and fairness was now in question. The loss of trust among global talent could have far-reaching consequences for U.S. industry. The recent raid cast a long and troubling shadow over Hyundai's ambitious $26 billion U.S. investment plan, sending shockwaves through the business community and raising questions about the future of foreign investment in America. This plan was more than just a financial commitment. It promised to create tens of thousands of well-paying jobs, spark a new era for American manufacturing, and breathe new life into communities that have struggled with economic decline. But now, the risk of detaining essential foreign technicians and engineers has made companies like Hyundai deeply uneasy, casting doubt on their ability to deliver on these promises. Industry giants Samsung and LG, who have also invested heavily in the US, are now reconsidering their strategies, worried that similar incidents could disrupt their operations and long-term plans. For small towns like Elabel, Georgia, the sudden halt of these projects has meant not only lost jobs but also a blow to local businesses and families who had pinned their hopes on a brighter future. Economic growth has stalled, construction sites sit abandoned, and the dream of revitalization has been put on hold, leaving residents uncertain and anxious about what comes next. The ripple effects of this uncertainty threaten not just the initial investment, but the entire network of businesses that depend on these factories, from suppliers and logistics companies to local service providers. When a major project stalls, it sends shockwaves through the local economy, putting countless jobs and livelihoods at risk far beyond the factory gates. America's push to reshore advanced manufacturing and compete globally depends on attracting the world's best talent and expertise, often from overseas. The Georgia incident exposed a critical vulnerability. Without trust, clear pathways, and a welcoming environment for skilled foreign workers, these transformative investments could easily go elsewhere, to countries seen as more reliable partners. The stakes are nothing less than generational. Jobs, cutting-edge technology, and the very future of entire communities hang in the balance, waiting for decisive action. Now, the US faces a pivotal choice. Will it rise to the challenge and become a trusted, reliable partner in the global race for high-tech industry, or risk losing out on the opportunities of tomorrow? Amid the crisis, South Korea stepped forward with a bold proposal, a new bilateral visa specifically designed for skilled technicians. This initiative was intended to offer a legal, streamlined pathway for highly trained experts to contribute their talents to US projects, especially in critical sectors like advanced manufacturing and technology. By creating a dedicated channel, both governments hope to address the urgent needs of industry while respecting the complexities of immigration law. This special visa would directly address the legal gray area that had led to the controversial raid, providing much-needed certainty for both companies and workers. For businesses, it meant clarity and stability in hiring the talent they needed to stay competitive. For skilled workers, it offered the security of knowing their expertise was valued and protected under a clear legal framework. The proposal was crafted not only to protect Korean citizens working abroad, but also to ensure that investment in American manufacturing could continue without unnecessary disruption. It recognized the vital role that international collaboration plays in driving innovation and economic growth. The U.S. response was cautiously optimistic. Secretary of State Marco Rubio acknowledged the importance of the issue and agreed to review the proposal, signaling a willingness to find common ground. This marked a significant step toward resolving tensions and opening the door to new possibilities. A dedicated visa could serve as a practical solution to the ongoing conflict between strict immigration enforcement and the undeniable economic necessity of attracting global talent. It would help bridge the gap between policy and progress. If implemented, this new visa pact could set a powerful precedent for future international partnerships, making the United States a more attractive destination for foreign investment and expertise. The ongoing discussion highlighted the urgent need for modern immigration policies that support advanced industry, foster innovation, and reflect the realities of a globalized workforce. Ultimately, a new visa pact could be the key to rebuilding trust between nations and securing America's industrial future, ensuring that collaboration and progress remain at the heart of economic growth. The Georgia raid marked a turning point for American manufacturing and its global partnerships. The clash between immigration control and the need for foreign expertise is now impossible to ignore. For communities like Elabel, the promise of economic renewal is at risk if America is seen as an unreliable partner. The future of the U.S. auto industry and its leadership in electric vehicles depends on collaboration with international experts. Alienating key partners could cost America its competitive edge for generations. The challenge is clear: align political rhetoric with economic ambition and create secure pathways for essential talent. The choices made now will determine whether America remains open for business or closes the door on its own future. This is a defining moment, one that will shape the nation's industrial destiny for decades to come.